just by putting exclamation point FC. Sorry, it's so ugly. All those links are crazy, but the Bandcamp is all the way at the bottom. On my best friend's B-Day. Oh, hey, hey, yo. Go ahead, Filomena. Go ahead and turn on your cam and mic up, and we're going to bring on today's guest. Everybody, put your hands together for the lovely and talented Filomena Croce. There she is, everybody can hear you.
Hello, hi. Thank you, Mike, for having me.
Oh, of course, Filomena.
It's been a while.
I know it's been a while. Oh my God, hold on. I gotta stop this.
What happens?
Yeah, no, it's chaos. It's all chaos right now. And Zippy Zipper, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I appreciate you bringing your family over here. And we're gonna get over. Well, this is our guest today, Filomena. Filomena, you haven't been here for a while, and I'm really happy you've returned to us. But you're.
Yes, I'm also very happy to see you.
Well, we were supposed to do this a long time ago. We were supposed to do this last year, but there had been some hiccups. You wanted to come back on to promote your new album, which was supposed to come out last year, which is called "Goodbye, My Love." That's coming out
That's
April
the single.
28th. Yes. Is that not the name of the album?
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What is the name of the album?
It's okay.
Oh
No
my
worries.
Lord.
The title of the album is Love Will Come Back.
Oh yes, you told me that. That's right.
Yeah, you remember that.
I do remember you telling me, but of course I don't remember you remember that today, right at this moment, because hey, here we are.
No worries.
So
No
tell
worries.
me, what was the holdup? Why did your album take so long to come out?
Yeah, that's a story. That's a story. Well, yeah, it was supposed to come out like last March, so in March 2021. But well, let's say so I'm not sure I should say like the whole story.
Sure,
But
you should. You should say the whole story.
What happened? Sorry?
Yes, please tell us the whole story, because we want to know. We
The
want
whole
all the
story?
nitty-gritties. We want all the gritty
All the
details.
nitty-gritties. Oh my. Well, let's say yeah, I found some obstacles in front of me, represented by people that wanted to have too much control on my
One of
music.
those things.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had some actually very important disagreements.
Like what?
And yeah, they were trying to change my music too much.
In which way, though? In which way?
In what way?
Yeah.
So you're pulling out all the information bit by bit.
Well, I just gotta know, because these sort of details, I feel like with this show, I like to, this show is about how musicians exist in the world, how they feel, how they feel about certain things, and so like I feel like if people can learn from our troubles and the bumpy roads that are paved in this business, I feel like if we can keep people from making the same mistakes as we have, then I feel like we're imparting some sort of knowledge, because we learn from our mistakes. We learn.
Yes,
and I bet you're never gonna do
surely.
this. I bet you're never gonna release an album like this ever again, right? Like, am I right? So
everything is unique.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna.
I agree, because every album's not the same. Every process is different. So I definitely agree with that. So what were they trying to change?
So basically, almost everything.
Oh my God.
From it. Well, the thing that they actually really wanted to change were my lyrics.
Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, which is actually like, in my opinion, is like the most important thing and the most personal thing
Yes.
in the album.
Yes. Well, let me. What
And
was your vision for the album first? What was your like? Was there a theme to it? Was there a something that you wanted to convey with the album?
yeah, the theme that I had in mind actually stayed the same.
Uh-huh.
I did not change
Right,
anything.
but I'm
So
just wondering what they were trying to change,
yeah.
what your vision was, and then what they were trying to turn it into.
So, well, I wrote my lyrics in English.
Mm-hmm.
They did not like that.
Oh.
They wanted me, yeah, to rewrite my lyrics in Italian because I'm Italian.
Right.
And well, I understand, you know, people told me when I sing in Italian, of course, it's a different vibe that I give compared to when I sing in English. But I think that's normal. That happens when you sing in your mother tongue, when you speak in your mother tongue, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it would have changed too. It would have changed completely because I did not want to make like a translation, like an exact translation, and not giving like an exact translation would have also changed the melody somehow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because of course it cannot be the same because
Right.
Italian, English, they're two different languages.
Right. Yeah, because the
So it's not gonna
inflections.
come out the same.
Right, because the inflections in Italian are different from English. The syllables are different, so like the way it would fit into the song would have to sort of be changed, and you have to sort of fit in different ways of combining these words to make it into something
Yeah.
that fits together. So I completely understand that yeah, that changes a lot that changes a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, really, like completely. I would have been left only with, you know, the chords and the instrumentals, basically. So I would have had to change everything I did personally.
So
Um,
was there any problems? So were you working with a producer or a record label? Who was this person? Or I mean, you don't have to say who, but like, what was their role? Well, you can if you want to. You can call this fool out if you want to, but
no, it's okay. I don't want to, you know, take the attention too much off of the music. So I don't want to,
exactly.
you know, really start like a battlefield or
Oh
anything.
no, I understand. But
You know what I mean?
oh no, I completely understand. No, you don't have to name names, but what was the role of this person with the album? Were they working with you as a producer? Were they working with you as like the engineer? Like, what was their role in making this album?
He was a producer, and he was actually already the second producer that I had for this album. So basically, the story about this album is like worse than a pregnancy. I mean, you can deliver a child in a shorter period of time. Yeah, because with the first producer, well, I was not happy about the job that he did. It just was not up to my standards. I was not happy with it.
Yeah.
And then I changed producer, and I liked it better. But the thing is that he wanted to change just too much
Yeah.
of it, and I'm like, yeah.
So the
I don't
first
know.
producer wanted to change
Yeah.
it too. They wanted to change. What were they trying to change? So what was the first producer trying to change?
No, the first producer was not really trying to change
Oh,
anything.
okay.
I was just not happy with
Gotcha.
the results.
Mm.
So that's why I changed producer, because I mean, I would not, you know, publish or release something that I'm not completely happy about.
I understand.
Yeah, and well, he didn't agree with me, so well, that was incompatible.
Yes.
So I changed producer, and yeah, this second producer just wanted to change all my lyrics and in the end also the melody, because that's what's gonna happen. And I was like, I'm so attached to these songs, I cannot do that. They are my babies.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
cannot do that to them.
Hmm. And so
So yeah, that's why. And I had to, stand up for myself. And,
was that
you
hard for
know,
you to stand up for yourself? What is that something that you struggle with, sort of standing up for yourself and speaking out?
yeah, it was not easy
Hmm.
for me to do that. And I wasted months,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, it's difficult for me to talk about it. But yeah, I took a while because for me, the way he was talking to me, it
Hmm.
felt very unreal. I was like, is this really happening? And I felt actually pretty traumatized
Wow.
by what was gonna happen, like what was happening,
Yeah, yeah.
because I could not believe what was happening. So that's the thing. And well, we had a lot of connections in common, so that made it also even harder for
Yes.
me to speak up, because he said things to other people as well. And I was just afraid that everyone was going to believe him and not me. So yeah, because they knew him for a longer period of time,
Hmm.
and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
No.
he was just saying that all my approach was wrong. I was doing everything wrong, and that was not nice. So I
No.
felt really bad during the course of this journey.
Oh my
But
God.
what I've learned in my life is being resilient. So I got to a point in which actually I wanted to uh, give up on the project. I was like, this is just too much for me. I cannot deal with it anymore. I did this because I felt the need, to share my stories and to share my music, with people. Because I've been singing jazz standards, Brazilian standards all my life, but I got to a point in which I wanted to give, my own stories, my own songs. But with all that happened, I felt at some point that, yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna give up.
Yeah.
But then I thought at some point, why should I give up?
Yeah.
And I didn't, and I just uh, asked for advice to my musicians friends that I usually play with. And because I needed some advice also to come out of this situation, because I felt like I was not able to come out by myself. So this is like very personal what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Mm.
Um, and well, they suggested some very trustworthy people, and I chose one. And it was not a producer, it was a sound engineer, because I got to a point in which I was like, there is nothing to produce really anymore. I know what I want, it's just, everything settled. So it was only a sound engineer, but he has helped me tons, for sure. Also, like, not only with the music, but also as a person, and giving me like the right advice. And every time I felt safe with him finally.
Yeah.
So I finally found someone I could feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
because before with the other two people, I really did not feel comfortable, because it's not nice when someone says that, because you're not doing the things the way they want it, then you are doing everything wrong, your approach is wrong, you will never be able to do anything, which is out of, it's just absurd.
Yeah.
Because also I was like, I've done so many things in my life, why would you say now that I'm not able to do anything just because I'm not doing it your way?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a heavy story. Actually, it has been pretty difficult, but this is to say also that people don't see what happens, backstage of,
Right.
in the music business. But these things can happen as well in the backstage of the music business. Music business is a difficult
Yes.
field is a difficult business to be in.
Yeah.
You need to sometimes really fight for, yourself.
Absolutely.
You're speechless. Oh my God, I didn't want to put
No, 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 no. This is important.
that's
No,
fine.
this is important. This is a very important conversation to have because people need to understand that when you're working with a producer, that that producer is working either, it's a collaboration. It's not a one
Yeah,
person knows
exactly.
better or one person. Yeah, I was listening. Do you know who Rick Rubin is? He's a famous American producer here. He produced like
No, no, I don't know.
he produced the Beastie Boys. I mean, I
Okay.
mean, all like he was like pretty much the godfather of East Coast hip hop. And then he's gone on to produce Johnny Cash, ZZ Top. He's just a phenomenal producer. And I heard him talking about how there's a way to produce, and there's a way that it's a collaboration where ideas should be, even if you think an idea is dumb in your head, maybe like, oh, that won't work, it should be, it should be tried out. It should be tried to the best of the ability of the musician or whatever the situation is. And there shouldn't be judgment there. It should just be like, even though in your head maybe it doesn't sound right or it might not work, it's still a collaboration, and it's still something that should be tried. And if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But there's nobody there to like really pressure people. It's not that kind of situation. Like making music isn't this situation where it should be, where you're being pressured to do something, or you're being yelled at or talked down to. I mean, it's a true pure collaboration between artists. And so when I hear this asshole who's like, talking down to you, trying to make you feel less than, like you don't know what you're doing, even though you've had a beautiful career already. Like you've had an amazing career already, which if you guys can go listen to the other podcast we did where we talk about Filomena's career and all that stuff that she's done in the past. You should go check it out. It's a great podcast in its own. But, like you've had this fantastic career leading up to this assholes, both of these assholes, and now you're like questioning yourself, and you're like the type of person who went because you went and taught yourself English. You moved to a whole nother country just to teach yourself English. You know what I mean? So like you're that type of person you're a go-getter. You go and get what you want, and then to have someone talk to you like this and to bring you down to try to make you feel like you don't know what you're doing. No, that's bullshit. And I think that this is an important conversation to have and people to hear, so they know never, ever, if a producer is acting like that, they're acting like a goddamn baby, because that's what he sounds like, as a baby man, a man baby. And you should never tolerate that, ever tolerate that shit. And you want to get stuff, you want to get stuff, you want to get your music made, and you want it to sound the best, but there's no reason to make yourself feel less than to do it. Does he have any kind of clout? Is he have any credits? Is he a bigger producer in where you're recording at?
No, I mean, he has had his career. I think he has done quite some things, but not as important as, I would think like, okay, I really have to follow his advice.
Right. He's not Rick Rubin. Yeah.
Sorry?
No, he's not. He's no Rick Rubin. I'm sorry. I'm referring to
Yeah.
the American guy.
No, well, for sure he has done things, but
yeah,
not to that point. And
and
what I mean.
the chat is pissed off too. The chat said, "Fuck that producer." It's so important to feel safe. Morby is saying it's important to feel safe, especially when you're trying to create. How can you be creative if you're feeling like you don't, like when someone's gaslighting you or making you feel less than, it's hard to break through those negative feelings to put out something beautiful or positive, or whatever you're trying to create.
Yeah.
How is one to do that if you have this barrier, if you have this asshole barrier in front of you. There are a few producers that help the artist, but a lot of them don't. It's a shame. Yeah, no, it's true, Amber. It's true that people will. I've worked with people who are producers, and they're not really they don't really know what's going on. They just call themselves producers. And I don't know what this guy is, who this person is that you're talking about. And I don't know what his career was, but I don't know how far you can actually get by making people feel like that. So this isn't a very,
no,
this is very important.
it was just not working out for me, because I tried to, write something in Italian, but it just didn't make sense to me, because I was like, I told him multiple times, we can just finish this the way it is, and then we can start another one, a new one from scratch in Italian. I think that would be, much better, because it's not that I don't want to write in Italian or anything, because I've written lyrics for an original song that one of my guitarists wrote, only the music, and then I wrote the lyrics, and I wrote it in Italian. He asked me if I wanted to write it in Italian, and I said yes, but because that was, a completely different thing from scratch, and it was a completely different thing. And instead, what I had with my music, it was something that I wrote years prior. And for me, it was over like that. Like, this is done. I don't need to rewrite anything. But I tried, because I wanted to find, some common ground. But it just was not working out, because I felt pressured, and I cried in front of him even, but it was not really, not understood.
Yeah, I feel like compromise, because that's what it sounds like. You're trying to compromise with him, and try to work with him, and
because it should be a collaboration. So that's why I tried, but it was not working out, and he should have just accepted that at some point.
Because you hired him, right? Like you were paying him, and anytime you're paying somebody, you don't work for them, they work for you. And yeah, you can try their ideas. Again, it's okay to try ideas, and you were trying to work with them and meet them halfway, but you already knew what you wanted. And I just, this thing that my friend told me a long time ago that always rings in my head whenever it comes to sort of compromise. He's like, you know what do you know what it means to be compromised on the battlefield? Do you know what that means?
No.
To be compromised on the battlefield means someone died. If a soldier is compromised, if a unit is compromised, that means that they are either dead or under attack. And so that always stuck with me. It's like, so, obviously you have to compromise in this world to get by, because you can't just be like, I'm setting my ways and I'm doing it the way I want to, or else, you can go F yourself, it's the world is on. But when it comes to your art, when it comes to your music, to compromise it means you're killing a part of it, or it's under attack. And so I always just sort of, that always rings in my head. It's like, when it comes to music, I mean, if you know what you want, there's not really a compromise to it. It's like, I know what I want. I mean, if you're working with a band, obviously that's a different story. There has to come sort of some compromise. But, when you look back at these famous bands that made it, Pink Floyd comes to mind, where like none of those jerks wanted to compromise with each other. And that was their undoing in the end. Or at least the lead singer, Roger Waters, that was his undoing, because the band ended up abandoning him, and they went on without him. So that's sort of what can happen, is just bad feelings and stuff. But when you're a solo artist, when you're a vocalist like you are, and you have these songs written, compromise is a totally different meaning now. Now you're taking away from your vision. And so, like, I just, I'm glad you told us this story, Filomena. I really am. I know it's hard, and I'm sure it's hard to revisit that feeling.
It's okay.
But no, it's important for people to understand.
It would have been also against, like, it would have been against my vision, because actually I chose English kind of well, I'm not saying consciously, but almost. Well, I did it because it came natural to me to
Yes.
write in English, but also because I also felt it was better as a language. If I write in Italian, most of the people that are going to listen to it are not going to understand what I say.
Right.
Of course, Italians are gonna do that, are gonna understand, but the rest of the people are
Yeah.
not gonna. And
Right.
I really wanted people to understand what I was saying.
Right. You're trying to
So it
broaden
would
your
have been
audience
also,
and yeah. Yeah,
mm,
don't no, I love that. It's like this was just it was a natural thing that sort of I mean, it worked out to where it came out naturally and it also is going to reach a broader audience. It's going to, more people are going to be able to hear it, more people are going to be able to ingest what you're doing. So moving
yeah.
moving past the bad man, is how did you end up? So you ended up working with an engineer to complete it.
Yes, a sound engineer
So we're
in Rotterdam. Yeah,
in Notre. Oh wow, that's awesome.
Rotterdam,
Oh,
in
Rotterdam.
in
Yeah, that's
where I
where you
used to
live.
live.
Yes, that's where you used to live. Or Amber says Stevie Nicks, she was like hold my beer and wrote a good number one of songs, a good number of songs and made her ex sing them with her. Yeah. Stevie Nicks, yeah, Fleetwood Mac, right? Yeah. Yeah, Stevie Nicks, hold my beer. I'm about to make us millions. Yeah, yeah, no, there's all kinds of stories in music history of compromise and people just sort of taking over and such. But so you ended up working with this engineer in Rotterdam, and so did the project sort of take flight from there? Were you able to sort of navigate and find the rhythm that you were looking for?
Uh, yeah. Then it worked out perfectly when
Mm-hmm.
I met him. Actually, yeah. So I wondered why didn't I do it before?
Uh,
Actually,
how long were you working with the bad producer, your second producer, before you decided to move on?
well, problems started in May.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, so like 5 to 6 months. So it was
wow.
a long time in which I was in that situation. Basically, he paused the project because I would not agree to, his ideas.
Ugh, lame dudes. And that's another thing about you know there's a thing about where there's a thing with men in the music industry as well when it comes to women. I've seen it a lot over my career. Is like how men will men can just be they'll just brush women aside. I've seen women have to sort of like either take the backseat or stay quiet, or they have to sort of take on they have to sort of you know take on masculine traits and be like, hey, no, that's not how it's going to go. Like they have to either stand up, or I feel like there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of chauvinism that comes into it. I feel like there's a lot of, like men have this entitlement about them, just because we have wieners, we think that we can, we run the world, but if it wasn't for women, we wouldn't exist. So I think that's what men forget about a lot, is that we all have mothers and we all came from a woman. So like we got to keep that in mind when we're dealing with women in general. And I've done it before in just my daily life. It took me a long time to understand, to try to truly understand where the other, the fairer sex comes from, and where they're, the respect that women deserve. You know what I mean? So like I feel like a part of some of this, and especially in the music industry, is male chauvinism. I'm willing to go on the limb and say that. But so you got past that and you were able to work with this sound engineer, and now was he able to sort of step into a role of producer, or did you sort of take on the role of producer yourself?
No, I did it myself. He did what I asked him to do. And yeah, And yeah, for me, everything was, decided and done. I didn't need new ideas coming from anywhere. I was like, no, this is what I want. I needed, courage and time, but I took, the project in my hands again.
And then it went to
But
be.
I really, appreciated that he was, super available and super understanding. He's like the best that you could find.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would like to work with him again for sure.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And so you're
And
making
also I like how he works. So also the way he worked really like in a technical way of speaking compared to the first producer in which, I just did not like how he worked, the songs. But with him, I'm satisfied with how he worked and how he was, interacting with me as well. He respected my decisions. That's very important to me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You have to feel respected. Yeah. In the studio, especially because the studio is such a vulnerable place to be, right? Because like you're especially when you're tracking track by track, and you hear everything. You hear everything. You have nice mics, you got nice headphones, you got nice speakers, you got all this really nice equipment. So every mistake you hear, every shaky note you hear, like it's a very difficult and to get these takes down, it's a very vulnerable place to be. So yeah, you have to sort
Yeah,
of be
very.
comfortable.
And also when, your songs are as personal as my songs are. So it was like double vulnerable. And yeah, with the second producer, I just felt he, because in my songs I tell my stories and I tell myself, so I almost felt like there was no space for the real me anymore,
Right.
if you know what I mean. Yeah, I
I
mean, it
do.
would have been still me rewriting the lyrics if I did. um, but still it would have been different, and they would have been different songs
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
me.
Absolutely.
They wouldn't have been the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the subjects you cover in the album that make it so vulnerable and revealing?
Well, because they talk about experiences and feelings that I personally had and lived over the past few years. And they talk about love, which is one of the most important things for me in life. And well, not only romantic love, of course, also romantic love,
Yeah.
but not only, it also talks about, love towards yourself. Uh, and love will come back,
Yeah.
which is the title of the album, but also the title of one of the songs. uh, Especially that one talks about love towards yourself, so loving yourself, believing in yourself so much uh, that you are able to run away from painful situations with a smile on your face. So that's also actually why I felt miserable, because I wrote this album in a moment of personal growth, and I wrote about this. I believe in myself and I love myself so much that I'm gonna come out, these painful situations, like without worrying about what people say, what people think. And I did that while I was working, like writing. And then I found myself in this situation in which I had to do it again. And at the beginning, I couldn't. And I felt even worse because I was like, how can I sing about something like this? And then finding myself in a situation in which is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So I felt even worse. And yeah, it was very hard.
Yeah, I can't imagine. So, besides the time with the producer, has there been times in your life where you didn't, quote unquote, love yourself?
Um, well, not that I didn't love myself, but I stayed in painful situations. It has happened.
Yeah. Well, no,
I don't
we've
know,
all
probably
done
it has
that.
happened to all of us at
Yes,
some point in our life.
absolutely.
And when I wrote, especially this one song, Love Will Come Back,
Mhm.
it was the moment in which something switched in my head, and I was like, why am I even, standing this?
Hmm.
And uh, yeah, and I got myself free
Yes.
from the situation. So being in a situation, well, of course, completely different situation, but the juice of the situation was
Yes.
that it was very difficult for me, and I felt uh, almost a hypocrite, uh, having to sing about this and then having lost so much self-esteem during this process. Then I couldn't sing the songs anymore. Actually, at some point I couldn't even listen to them.
Oh, wow.
There have been months in which I did not listen to them. I avoided hearing them
Wow.
because it was so painful
Yeah.
for me. I was like, I'm singing about this, but I don't believe in this anymore.
Wow.
So it has been very hard, but fortunately then I regained my my power. I was like, okay, this has to change. I cannot do this anymore.
Yeah.
And now it's fine again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. Um, so, who was what's the instrumentation like? What did you have like a band come in and record music? How did you record the music, the backdrop to your lyrics?
uh, well, I invited musicians one per time.
Mm,
So they didn't come all together. We started with guitar, and then the other instruments came in, piano. So this is in a chronological order:
okay.
guitar, piano, and then bass and drums. Even though I'm not sure if it was first drums or first bass, but this is it. Actually, I didn't have numerous band. I
Mm,
decided to do everything quite small because I really wanted to just leave the essence of my message. And I felt that the less, the better
no, yeah.
at some point.
No,
Yeah,
that's
and two of the songs are actually like duo songs. So one is only guitar and voice, Goodbye My Love, the one that has come out
mm,
already. And the other one is only piano and voice. And then the other ones have the band, but it's still a very small band. It's not a huge band.
no, that's totally fine. There is something about simple and simplicity. What about simplicity was so attractive to you for this project?
Because I wanted to, tell myself, and this is just who I am,
Mm,
the way I am, and I'm being, yeah, very vulnerable, and this is, and just saying, okay, this is myself. I'm like an open book. Listening to my songs is like, okay, this is Filomena, and I'm very simple. Sorry, my hands are all over, like
mm.
a real Italian, I guess. Um, yeah, so it's just as I am.
Yeah, you wanted to be a raw, stripped down feel. And we got a
Yeah.
question from the chat from Amber saying,
Yes.
"Are there any instruments that you know how to play, or and is there any instruments you want to learn how to play?"
So I play piano. Um, Even though, well, of course, my favorite instrument is my voice.
Mhm. Yes.
um, an instrument that I would like to play. Well, guitar is very useful. I work with a lot of guitarists actually, so it would have been nice to also do it myself, because usually I play Brazilian music, right? So guitar is like the most suitable. But I remember when I was like 10 or 11, I really wanted to learn to play the violin.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't in the end, but yeah,
No, I
so many things, too many
yeah, man.
things.
I wish I could play the trumpet. Like I tried, and it didn't stick, I guess. But whatever. We play what we play, right? We play.
You can still do it. You can still learn
Yeah, I
it.
still have time. I still have time. I just don't feel like it. I'm just like over it.
That's also okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got enough going on. I'm juggling enough here, throwing another one. But you never know. You never know. I could be like, retired and just sitting around the house and be like, well, I guess it's time to learn the trumpet. And you never know. It
Yes.
might happen. It might happen. Now, I think we should listen to the song. What do you think? Should we listen to the single?
Yes.
Um, let's
Yes, please.
let's
Then
listen.
you can ask me questions afterwards.
Sure, sure. All right, let's listen to the latest single. Oh, why did it say air? Okay, good. Let's listen to the first single off of the new album coming out April 28th. Love Will Come Back is the name of the album, and this is the first single off of it called Goodbye My Love. And we'll be here listening with you guys.
Goodbye, my love. I wasn't ready to lose you, to leave your hand, hoping you would still be there. Be there. Goodbye, my love. I wasn't ready to miss you and imagine my life without you being by my side, holding me tight. Wish you could tell me where you are. Are you looking down upon me from the start? Goodbye, my love. No words are enough to thank you for all you've done. Thanks for your unconditional love, your love. I'm sorry for being just a human making mistakes. You always were there every step of my way, my way. Wish I could also show you all my love. I hope you know it from the bottom of your heart. What will I do when I need your love? I will say your name, but will you hear my call? Your voice, your face, you're in my dreams, but I can always feel you're here. Now I know there is no longer pain in your eyes. The only thing that I will think of is your sweet smile. Goodbye, my love, but it won't be forever. I'll hold your hand and we will be together again, again.
And there you go. And that was Goodbye My Love off of the new album by Filomena Croce. The album is called Love Will Come Back. And yeah, that's very beautiful. And, we got Amber says you could feel the emotion in it. And It almost feels like someone. I there was a line in there where it says "looking down from the stars." It almost sounds like a love that may be past or something. Is that correct, or is it just what's behind the lyrics? If you care to talk about it.
Yeah, well, people that have listened to it think that it's about a love
Mm-hmm.
that has passed, but it is someone that has passed, but not a love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it is about a loved one that passed away.
Right, and not
So it
romantic
talks
love.
about grief. Yeah,
Right.
no, not romantic love.
Right.
But what I think is, I'm telling my stories, right? But still, what I would like is for people to take their own meaning and adapt it to what they have lived,
Yeah.
so they can make it theirs. So it's not only my own story, it's also everybody's story.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not very specific,
That's okay.
of course, on who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Uh, but so if you can, if you have had a loved one, or also just a love, like a partner that has passed away, you can also, uh, take it as like that.
Yeah.
Everybody can take it as how they experienced it in their
Yeah.
life. I think that's the beauty of music, I guess, that everyone can take their own meaning from a song.
Yes.
But yeah, it is about someone that passed away.
Yeah. No, that's I think that's great that because there's a lot of artists out there who like yourself, they want to leave it to the imagination of the people listening, and like you said, for people to interpret it how they interpret it and not have it sort of marred by your interpretation, because like you could tell us all the details about what this song is, and then but that sort of takes away from the experience of the listener for them to sort of to take on their own meaning for the song. Duke, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. It's good to see you, buddy. Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Yeah, that curly emo. I forgot that he existed still. Welcome in, the Duke. I hope you're doing well, my friend. So
But
you
if I can say something,
please?
this song is actually included in a compilation
Yes.
to raise funds for Ukraine. And you can only find it on Bandcamp. The compilation is titled Dodomu 5. Like there are 5 volumes,
Mm.
and my song is included in the last volume. And if you download it, you can give money for Ukraine.
That's really cool. How did you get involved with that? How did you get involved with giving your song over to the for Ukraine?
Well, coming from Europe, I mean, I really felt this war a lot, and I really wanted to do something useful about it. And I just found it, and through connections. And yeah, I felt I can do this. It would make me feel like I'm trying to do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dodomu means home in Ukrainian,
Mm.
but actually, more specifically, the concept of going back home. So it's really about, people being forced to leave their homes,
Yeah.
and hoping that they can go back there soon. They can go back to their lives soon.
Yeah, that's that whole situation over there is just heartbreaking. We've been talking to some musicians that are from the area, or from the you know or we last week we had on a Russian musician who's very against the war, and then we had another one who was from Latvia.
Latvia.
Yes, Latvia.
Latvia, yeah.
And so we've been talking about it a lot, and sort of trying to just get the perspective of musicians from musicians about what's going on over there, because we get so much. You only get so much information when you're watching TV or if you're scrolling on your phone. You know what I mean? There's so much propaganda out there. There's so many different
Yeah.
things, like different ideas that get twisted. And of course the fog of war, where there's so much chaos going around. It's so hard to tell what's really going on. What's your general feelings about what's going on over there?
Well, I just feel that it's madness, honestly. It's why did it have to happen? It's just, a politician that's like there were in the past, that's just wants things how he wants them, and he doesn't care about how if people die, or if their lives are changed forever. It's just shocking.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I just wanted to try to do something. I know I cannot do much,
Right.
but yeah, I was just trying to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's look at here's the cover, everybody, so you guys can see what it looks like. This is the Bandcamp page. And again, I'm going to drop the link again, just so you guys can, if you guys want to. It's on the bottom. It's the very bottom link. It says find the new single. You can go to this page, and you can download the album. You can buy download the single, and help out Ukraine. And how the proceeds now, is it like all the proceeds go to the war effort over there?
Yeah, to National Bank of Ukraine for humanitarian assistance to Ukrainians.
And now this is a whole
Ukrainians.
album. This is a whole album that you're part of, or is it just a single that you're doing?
It's a compilation. It's with 18 songs, I
Gotcha.
guess. Composers and songwriters from around the world gathered together to do this. And there are actually 5 volumes. This is the 5th and last volume.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of songs that can be downloaded.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. And this is just it's mind-boggling how, in this time of this era, in 2022, we can have European countries, or countries just invading other countries. Even though America is very fond of doing that too, like America is like, we really like doing that as well. So it always boggles the mind when I hear people talking about, oh, how could this happen? How could this happen? And it's like, well, we just sort of did that ourselves. Iraq, Afghanistan, name it. We've done a lot of it. So yeah, we're not innocent either. So, but in any case, why are you in Mexico? Why are you there? How did you end up in Mexico?
How did I end up in Mexico?
Yeah.
Well, it happened. Well, I lived in the Netherlands for 6.5 years. I'm not saying that I left forever, so I keep all my options open. I'm still young, I can still do things. But during COVID, I did not have like the easiest of times.
Oh. What was going on?
Well, let's say it has changed a lot. I think for a lot of people in the world, concerts were canceled. Also, teaching was not as it was before.
Right.
So I decided, okay, I think I need a change here, at least for a while. Then I don't know. So I started looking around what possibilities could be for me. I took a while because of COVID itself, so I couldn't really, go where I, everywhere I was looking for.
Yeah.
But then I found, this opportunity for teaching, and at least for a while, I will be here. And I have to say, I love it. It's
Really?
great. The food is great.
Wow.
That you were
can't
talking
deny
about tacos. Oh my God. Before, I love that song, by the way, about the tacos. It's raining tacos that you were doing before. The tacos are amazing.
Of
Well, not
course.
only tacos, guacamole also is like, wow, like you've never eaten guacamole until you've eaten it here, at
Yeah.
least for European standards.
Of
That's
course. Of course.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
Um, in Europe, it's really not like this.
Right.
So when I ate it for the first time, I was like, have I ever eaten guacamole? No, this is the first time.
Yes.
Even though I ate it so many times in Europe, but it was just a completely different story,
Right.
of course.
Of course.
And then the sun compared to the Netherlands, like in the Netherlands, is often. I don't want to say all the time because I would not be truthful, but it's often gray and cloudy.
Yes. Yes.
But here I can get my, daily dose of vitamin D quite easily. And I'm getting a tan as well. You cannot really see it because usually I'm super white. But
It's okay.
but I'm getting a little bit of color. But I arrived here like 2 weeks ago or something like
wow.
that. So it's not very long ago. I just arrived.
Wow.
But yeah, so far so good.
And
I love it. I
where
miss
at
the
in Mexico?
Netherlands as well.
Where are you at in Mexico?
Where in Mexico? In Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. Oh my God, it's so beautiful there. That is like such a beautiful part of Mexico.
Have you seen photos that I put on Facebook and on Instagram? You should see them. You should have a look at them.
Yeah, you got some on Instagram? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Here
on
we go.
Facebook.
Let me see. Here we go. We're going over. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. Some Filomena's. Look at that. That must just blow your mind. That just must blow your mind. Coming from the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
the ocean, so beautiful.
Oh, there she is.
Frida Kahlo.
There she is.
I fell in love with that. And it's written Puerto Vallarta. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful part of the world. My mom is from Mexico, and I've been down there a few times.
Yeah, you told me, right? From where?
She's from a little village called Ciudad de Maíz, and it's
Okay.
it's been overran by the cartel, but it's still it's still a beautiful place. I have fond memories as a child there. But Duke says he wishes he was still young, because you were talking about just moving around and relocating. I think he's just like, oh, I wish I was young enough to move around. And then he said, you want him over with
You can do
tacos.
it at any age. It doesn't really matter.
Well, I guess according to Duke, he's too old to move around. And he wants tacos.
I don't know how old, but a lot of people, I don't want to offend anyone, but a lot of people come here to retire.
Yeah.
So actually, it's never too late,
Yeah.
No,
when I lived in San Diego, I knew a few people who sort of who were like, I'm just gonna sell all my stuff here in America and just buy a mansion in down south, and live the good life in Baja, Mexico. So yeah, it's definitely a beautiful place. I mean, it's just that, I think a lot of people think of Mexico and they just think of violence and the cartel and what's going on down there right now. And I think that freaks people out a bit, rightfully so. It can be dangerous down there. Don't get it wrong. I live right above Tijuana, and I used to go down there and do bad things. I used to go down there.
Oh my.
No, I just
What
wish I
were
was
you
young. I
doing?
don't care about moving. Okay, the Duke, whatever. I misinterpreted. My bad, bud. But yeah, it's just it's still a beautiful place. I love Mexico, man. It's so cool there.
Yeah, I also really like this street.
Yeah. So you're
There's a few more on Facebook.
so you're teaching there. Hold on.
But I do miss the Netherlands at times because I've lived there for quite some years,
right.
and I had all my friends and everything, but I think I had my rightful farewell because I gave a concert before coming here, which was actually a premiere of my album that's coming out. I had a premiere concert on the 22nd of March.
Okay.
It was so nice. All my friends were there, and I realized, this is Paris. I've just been to Paris as well.
Oh my God, Filomena, you're just everywhere. You're so
Yeah,
worldly.
I had a concert at this place right here that you see in this picture.
Yeah.
Tram with Rive, which in French I cannot say it very well. It's like 38 Rive. Rive
Okay.
is like the name of the street, Rivoli.
Gotcha.
It was a great experience. So I had this concert in Paris, then concert in the Netherlands, and then I came here. This concert in Paris was amazing as well. It was sold out.
Wow.
And I played in trio. So there was me, and then there was a guitarist that I often played with in the Netherlands, a case, and then with Edmundo Carneiro, who is a percussionist, actually pretty important in Brazil. Now he lives in Paris. He has played with like the biggest legends of Brazilian music, so I felt honored that he played with me, and a bit intimidated as well. But I was so very happy, and that evening has been magical.
Yeah.
Really, I really loved it.
I bet, you know what? Papa Sweet, at the beginning, you were saying she was singing in Spanish. In those videos I was playing at the top of the show, you're singing it in Portuguese, or are you singing in Italian?
So I don't remember the first one that you showed, actually. No, the first, I'll send. Now I remember the order.
I could tell you. It's
Agosto di Marzo, it was the first one.
Yeah.
Pioggia di Marzo. It was a duet with a Brazilian-Italian singer and guitarist. That was both Italian and Portuguese. It was in both languages. Because he's Brazilian Italian, so and I sing in Portuguese and I'm Italian, so we did both. The second song was in Portuguese.
Okay, so
and the third one.
Go ahead, please.
The third one was half in Portuguese and half in Spanish.
Oh, okay. So Papa Sweet, I'm a turd, Papa Sweet. You heard right. I'm sorry, Big Papa.
Yes.
He was saying, and I was like, no, it's all Italian. It's Italian. She's Italian. She's singing in Italian. That's what she's doing. I'm such a turd.
No, I like to be very versatile.
Yes.
And I think I've always been prone to learn languages. I've always loved languages. Yeah. So I just sing in different languages. Right. I've also sang in Arabic. For
Whoa.
example, at the premiere as well, it was only one song, but just I just like to do different things
Yeah,
and
of course.
experiment.
Now, are you teaching in Spanish? Do you know Spanish? What? How are you teaching in Mexico?
Well, I no in English,
Oh,
English.
okay. Oh, good.
But I studied Spanish at school for 3 years.
Mm.
It was very long ago, I have to admit. I stopped 12, 13 years ago. I finished high school.
Ah.
But so I forgot a lot of things, of course, because when you don't practice, you're gonna
Right.
forget stuff.
Yes.
But some things still stick in your head. And I realized, like, when I go out, I go to a restaurant or I go to the supermarket or to a store, if I have to buy something, not all the time, but as much as possible, I try to speak Spanish to people. Probably I don't understand 100% of what they tell me, but we can have conversations, no problem.
Yeah.
It's not easy, of course, so I have to think, but it works out. At least for short conversations, it works. I asked informations about banks, about I bought my SIM card, so I asked about activating a promotion, and it worked out fine. But now I also put, my Facebook is in Spanish, so I can practice, because I realized, even though I forgot a lot of things, actually things then they come back to
Yeah.
mind, and then I just pick things. If I see something that's written in Spanish, then I try to remember what's written, and then I will use those words in my next conversations.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I
Oh
pick it
man,
here and there.
that's so cool. How many languages do you speak then?
Well, fluently, only two.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Fluently, only English and Italian. But well, I used to speak Spanish quite fluently
Wow.
back then, like once. uh, Many years ago, I was fluent quite.
Mm,
Um, but then, of course, I lost it. Now I'm not fluent, but
mm.
I want to take it back. And like I said, I've been here 2 weeks, but I have conversations with people.
Wow.
Short, but I have them. I mean, you need to start somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
And then, well, Dutch, I also don't speak it fluently.
Mm.
But, I understand things. I've been there for a long time. Everybody spoke English there, so I really did not need to learn it. And I also probably I was a bit lazy to learn it, because it's a very difficult language. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But I know things and I can survive.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
understand things as long as I don't speak very fast. Um, then yeah, I'm not gonna have conversations with them, but
Right.
I
You can
I
get by.
can survive.
Yeah. What is it? This is
Then
more.
I sing in Portuguese,
Yeah.
so I know the meaning of words, but I don't speak it with people.
I got you. I got you. So this is a lot of
Oh,
Paris.
that's Paris.
Ah, look at the
With
Eiffel
a
Tower. Who's this? Who's this? Your friend?
yeah.
Did you traveling with your friend?
Well, she came with me to
Cool.
Paris for the concert,
That's awesome.
so it was really, really nice. I loved spending time with her, and that she was with me, at the concert.
That's awesome. That's always nice to travel with a friend.
I also met a friend of mine from when I was living in the UK at the concert in Paris. She came to the concert. I was really happy to
Wow.
to see her.
Well, I'm
So
not.
it's so nice when you travel and you live in places and
Yes.
you make connections, you make friends, and then you can meet them again after
Right.
a while.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, Film. Come on, get out of here. I don't even know what that is. What? Where's the?
You don't know what it is?
No, I don't know what it is. Some like random group message, and it's annoying. Where? So I'm not. Where's the Mexico pictures? We want to know what you're seeing now. You said that there was some more on. Oh, right here. We found them.
Oh yeah, it's there.
Here they are. So here's some more stuff from Mexico, and this is where you're at. I mean, my God,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. And look at that art. That art is so cool. Let me try to. Oh, okay.
You sleepy?
No, you know what? I was just saying this the other day. I'm sorry. My medication that I take, it makes me yawn. So like I'm constantly yawning all day. It's so stupid. It's not you. I'm not bored. I'm not tired. I'm just my stupid medication makes me yawn. I've been trying to fight it, but it came out that one time. So I do apologize. Nothing personal.
Oh no, don't worry. It's fine.
But these are beautiful pictures. If you guys are, if you're just listening to this on the audio, we're just going through Filomena's Facebook and we're looking at some pictures of the beach. There's some rocks. What are these rocks? Why are they stacking rocks?
I have no idea, but they're beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
So I took pictures of them.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Some more coastal line of the Pacific Ocean. Oh, that's beautiful. 2 kids on a ladder. And this looks like somebody with a Batman. I assumed he was stoned. No, I'm not stoned, the Duke, okay? I haven't been stoned in a while. It's been about a couple months. Yeah, I love Mexico. It is such a beautiful place, and it has such a rich culture. It's just so cool. Look at this, the donkey.
Yeah, that statue is dedicated to all the donkeys that have helped build in Puerto Vallarta.
Wow.
It's written somewhere. You cannot see it probably, but it's written somewhere.
Yeah, right there it is. We can't see it, but there it is.
Oh yeah, there.
It's dedicated to the donkey. I love that they build a statue for donkeys. On Facebook Messenger, you should be able to turn off the message notification.
Apparently they helped a lot, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, hauling stuff and like carrying people, carrying stuff. Yeah, donkeys were a huge part of building and stuff. And there's some more of the street. Oh, and these are from.
So these are the ones, yeah. And this is Paris again.
So there we go. So you're teaching at a university. Viva los burros! Yes, burros.
Oh, wow.
Oops, sorry.
I love that.
Oh my God! Everything is just falling apart here.
The taco.
The tacos.
No, since when I decided to come to Mexico, I've seen Mexico everywhere. It's just everywhere. Even before coming here, it's like, the universe telling you that's the place.
Well, that's cool. So before you went, you were
that's
just
really
seeing.
Cool, I guess.
Look at this. Now you're gonna see even more in chat. Here we go. Mexican flags. There they are. You can't. You probably.
But I don't see the chat. Where do I see the chat?
It's down below. It might be too small for you, but it's below this yellow bar. There's like little words down there. See them sort of popping in.
Yeah, that's true. I cannot see. I mean, I see it, but
it's too tiny.
It is.
Yeah, it's too
super tiny, tiny chat. I cannot read it.
That's okay. Well, I'm trying to keep up with everything that everyone's saying. Pizza Man, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. There you go. Mighty's throwing in some mighty Mexican flags. Pro streamer. I don't know about that, the Duke. Viva los burros, Pizza Man. I hope
Viva los burros.
Yes. I love that you got the trill down, the R trill, I still struggle with that. I still struggle. Burros.
My R?
Burros. Yeah.
The R?
Yeah.
Well, but that's because in Italian we have it as well.
Right.
So that's super easy for me. In the Netherlands, it was more difficult because there were sounds that really we do not have.
Right.
So I still struggle to this day to say, for example, onion in Dutch. That's difficult. But it's just 2 letters. Ow. But I'm not sure if I can say it
How do you
as
say
they
it?
do. Ow,
Owl?
ow.
Ow.
That's difficult.
Pass
It
the
is
owl.
difficult.
It sounds like
Yeah,
you're.
that's cebolla. That's onion.
What? What?
But difficult,
What?
difficult in Dutch.
What? I don't want. I'm not trying to make you sound silly or anything, but can you say a sentence in Dutch so we can sort of get an idea of how it sounds? If you don't want to, you could totally pass on that.
Well, I need to think what I can say. Very
It's like,
simple.
where is the bathroom?
Waar is de toilet?
Oh, okay. So there's a little bit of. It almost sounds like English a little bit. There's a little bit of.
Yeah, but Dutch is a combination between German and English. So it's a little bit both of them.
Okay, cool.
But it's the German part that's a struggle.
Yeah, no.
More than the English one. The English, if there is something that resembles English, then it's fine. But the German part, I guess that's more difficult.
No, I understand.
By the way, I wanted to say that also a music video is gonna come out when the album is gonna come out.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say it before I forget.
Yes, please do. For ad break time.
Yeah, because Love Will Come Back will be also the first. Well, Goodbye My Love was the first single as part of the Dom with the compilation to response for Ukraine. But the following single, so the first one that will come out, when the album comes out, is also Love Will Come Back. And I shot the video actually quite long ago.
Oh.
Because of all the, all the problems that I had. So I wanted to do everything, being on time. And I shot it in Madeira, Portugal, which in the end is in Africa.
Wow.
But because it's an island on the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow.
So beautiful. And I really would like to show it to you now, but I cannot.
That's okay. That's okay.
You will have to wait. But yeah, it's such a beautiful place, and I just with this music video, I wanted to capture the beauty of the place.
Yeah,
there's a lot of nature, butterflies. I also have a tattoo as a butterfly.
Ooh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it very well. But yeah, a lot of green trees, flowers. It's gonna be awesome. I love it.
I can't wait.
I was like 10 kilos heavier. So when I look at it, I'm like, okay, so this has to come out. But it's trying to accepting myself the way I was and the way I am.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be awesome. I really love it. Actually, a lot of things have happened this year, Mike.
Like what?
So many things. Also positive things. So before we have talked about a little bit, more of the darker side.
Right.
But yeah, on the positive side, there is this video that I shot in Madeira. I sang there, as soon as borders were starting to open up again. I had the opportunity to go to Madeira and sing, and I decided to take advantage of the situation and shoot a music video. I thought I did not want to do it in Rotterdam or nearby, because, I was like, okay, this is more, I don't know, it inspires me more. So I decided to do it there. Then another thing really nice that has happened is that, in 2020, I sang at the London Jazz Festival online because, we all know why it happened online, I guess, with Orphy Robinson's jazz band. It's a very long name that we have. And in October 2021, that edition of the London Jazz Festival, so the 2020, won the Innovation Award at the Jazz FM Awards. So also my performance was there, so I'm really, really happy.
Hey.
So that was really amazing when I found out.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that was really, really nice, to know that I have contributed, even in a small part, of course, because there were many shows at the London Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
But to know that I contributed even in a small part was really, really nice. And it's always about resilience, how music and art can adapt and survive also during, proving times as COVID, COVID
for
times.
sure.
So that has been really nice. And I also gave an online workshop to the students of the Kathmandu Jazz Conservatory in Kathmandu, Nepal,
Whoa.
in August 2021.
Oh my God, Nepal.
So, despite COVID and everything, I still managed to make and take the best that I could take from it, do my best, do what I could do.
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
it has worked out.
Wow, Filomena,
really
you
nicely.
just live such a beautiful artist life. That is so rad that you get to travel around and sing and teach and do all this stuff. Mad respect, mad respect. That is so cool. Dang, Nepal. What's Nepal like?
It was online.
Oh, it was an online situation. Okay, no worries.
It was an online, but I couldn't go because of COVID.
Of course.
So that's another aspect of
Hey.
COVID. But that's why I say that still, despite all of these obstacles and all these difficulties, I tried to do the best that it was possible to do, and it has worked out fine.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to be there in person. I hope I will have the opportunity to go. I don't know yet, but it would be nice. But we were talking about it at the time, but because of there were cases rising at the time as well, so it was really not the case. Canadian tuxedo. So it was not really the case at the time to do so, but I loved doing it. And yeah, just of course I feel with COVID I felt it feels a bit weird still, singing or talking to a screen, but you're gonna adapt and do what you can do.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Duke, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I really appreciate it, buddy. And thank you for subbing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's so awesome. I really appreciate it, Duke. And this is for you, my friend.
Hello, and welcome to We Speak English Good TV. I'm your announcer, Ron Swanson, and now I'm asking you to put your hands together in a clappy noise for your host, Mike E. P. Fanfare. Wonderful.
Duke, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here, man. I really do. Filomena, as we sort of wrap up I turned off the sorry. I turned off the alerts just for the interview, so I appreciate the claps and everything, and I appreciate y'all. Filomena, as we sort of wrapping up with our conversation, what are some parting words you'd love to leave with our chat and with our audience who is listening online or audio? Yeah, I guess everyone's listening online, but anyways. And is there any parting words you'd like to leave us with?
Sorry?
Is there any parting words you'd like to leave us with?
Some words. Well, also, after everything we have talked about, I would say don't give up on things. Even when there will be moments in which, you are on the point of giving up, don't do it.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Please don't. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. No, Filomena, it has been such a pleasure to catch up with you and find about, talk about all the cool things that you've been doing. I mean, my goodness, you're such a worldly person. You're such a worldly artist. So I really, it's really fun to talk to you and just see what you're
Thank you.
doing and have fun down in Mexico. I'm kind of jealous because like in the Netherlands, here in Ohio, it's kind of dreary. It's gray. Like today's a gray day, another gray day. It's been rainy and crappy. So like, I love that you're out there living the best life. But oh my gosh, now we
But
got.
it doesn't mean that I didn't love the Netherlands, though.
Oh no, I know, but
I
I'm
really
just
love
saying.
it.
I'm just saying. I'm sure you enjoy the sunshine. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Filomena. Everybody, give Filomena a round of applause. Thank you so much, my friend. I will talk to you
Thank you.
soon. All right, I'll see you later.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Of course, I'll talk to you soon. And there she is. Oh my gosh, we got a hype train. Okay, since we got a hype train, that means I better get hype.